I'd like to take that forward to Air Vice Marshal Suryakant Chafekar as well, defense expert who's live with us. Air Vice Marshal, US President Donald Trump offering these F-35 stealth fighter jets to India during the Prime Minister's visit. Is this a good gesture? Is this an important move?
More than a gesture, I'll call it as a business. Trump is on America First, which is a vision which is known to all now. So he is cashing on to the visit of our Prime Minister and putting forward this offer, you can say, which is of F-35 fighters. And he must be well aware that in India presently, Avia is going on at Bangalore, and Russians are also demonstrating their Su-57. I think talking of more of an offer, you can say he is looking at a business, and that is my point.
Yes, but Donald Trump has not provided a timeline. At the end of the day, obviously, sometimes these deals take years to work through. When do you see this could catalyze?
If you are speaking only about F-35, firstly we have to see what is the type of the aircraft, what is it meant for, and how much it is going to cost us. You know, in a democratic country and with a large population like ours, there is always a question of butter or guns. Anytime defense budget has to be announced, or some additional funds are to be given, this question arises the first. So it is a balancing act for the government also. Never ever, if you see the defense budget, it is just around 1.9% of GDP as of now. Somewhere in 80s, 84, 85, I don't remember, around that time, it was 3.1 or 3.2, that was the maximum. Beyond that, it has never gone. So 1.9% of GDP, if we are going to spend, let me assure you that this F-35 is a very, very expensive aircraft. It's a fifth generation fighter, single engine fighter, but it costs almost $80 million, right? And that is, I'm talking about basic version. If you look at short takeoff and landing version, that costs around 115 million, and one in between, which is used for aircraft carriers, it will be around 110. So it's quite an expensive deal. Let's understand this very clearly. And it doesn't stop at that. Further, if you talk about it, the operating cost is also pretty high. It is almost $3,600 per hour. $36,000 per hour is the operating cost.
Yeah.
Which, as compared to other aircrafts, is pretty high. Yes, definitely it's a good machine. There are a lot of advantage, but we have just done.
Okay. Now, over the last couple of years, Air Vice Marshal Chafekar, we've seen significant delays, though, as far as procurements from the US are concerned. 6 Apache helicopters still not delivered. The delivery of the GE engines for the Tejas LC has also been delayed. That's also something that doesn't make us very optimistic about the F-35 timeline.
Very, very valid point. You have hit the nail on the head. Doing business with Americans, this question always comes up, because our experience has been that. You brought up the subject of Apache, then you brought up the subject of GE engines for Tejas, and our experience has not been so good. Plus, we are not paying less, we are paying quite a lot. So, in this, what do you foresee? Not much is going to change. We know we bought C-17 and C-130 transport aircraft. That deal went through okay. Even the support system is pretty fine. However, the deals which you named definitely are troublesome for us. And if we get into, and presently what is required for India is, we require this 100 plus aircraft as soon as possible. So any delay is going to complicate the issue. That is why I think what you are saying, that
Okay.
how much optimistic one should be,
Yes.
is a very, very big question.
Okay. Now, as
And
Trump,
I
of course,
don't think
promises
after
to
this,
increase military sales with India, is there a clear message that is being sent out then to our neighboring countries?
uh, you know, this subject of, producing aircraft within your country is not as simple as it looks, because for three reasons. Number one, in aviation field, if you have to go ahead, you have to think of exporting. And if we produce this make in India thing and we want to make our fighters, then exporting them is going to be the only way out for a business also. Because where do you get so much money from? When you do research and develop an aircraft, a lot of money is pumped into it. So you have to recover that money. For that recovering of money, you have to have some business. So whenever fighter aircrafts are made in India, we will have to have good quality. Then we should have a good price, which will be definitely mandated within our, because Indian products are pretty cheap as compared to the world market. Number three will be the timelines. Now, here comes the problem. Let's take the example of Tejas. Tejas is in news because some news is getting viral, which was leaked out. What our air chief said. He actually has just put across factual.
Yes. Now, Russia, sir, earlier had also offered its most, its Su-57, Su-57 stealth fighter jets, and of course, also now the F-35 fighter jet being offered by the US. Which do you believe suits us in terms of our strategic and operational needs better?
If you have to correctly answer for that, Su-57 doesn't fit that much in the strategic need of our country, the security needs, if compared with F-35. But everything doesn't depend only on the needs of a country or strategic needs of a country.
Yes.
Finally, the first point which I brought up to you, butter or guns, overrides almost all the factors when defense sector is thought of.
Absolutely.
So, if what we
Absolutely. In fact, also, my final question then to you, in terms of course, now the trade deficit, being the intention of Donald Trump is to reduce the trade deficit, but we obviously also want to continue to push our Aatmanirbhar Bharat initiative. So, how do we balance the two? How do we balance a defense partnership with the US while keeping India's self-reliance vision first?
okay, it's a tricky path
Yes.
to tread on, definitely. However, diplomacy has been the present government's, very, very topmost priority. So, while treading this path of balancing our exports and imports as far as defense sector is concerned, there will be, and there must be already a path laid down. Something must have been already channelized. To give you a little bit insight in this, we have already bought C-17 and C-130 aircraft, and there is a contractual obligation with US. Apaches, as you had mentioned, is already in the pipeline. It should be coming. So, as of now, the government may take a decision that what the trade we have done with US as of today is sufficient to let them understand and realize that yes, we are willing to trade with them, but with Atmanirbhar Bharat, like President Trump's America First, there will not be a clash of interest
Yes.
too much, but this
Yes. Okay. Let's leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests.